When you launch VK4, you get a ring of monitors that are all animating independently. What's actually happening here is that each of these little monitors on what would be the remote is actually feeding a video file to its corresponding monitor. So 1 o'clock, this first video here is feeding a video to the 1 o'clock monitor. These are arranged like the analog numbers or the numbers on an analog clock. You'll also notice that there's a little tick or a little light on here, a little purple light, that indicates that this particular movie is in control of the 1 o'clock monitor. For a little test, if you double-click one of these ticks, any of them, you'll note that they instantaneously grab all 12 monitors to themselves, and you can do that with any of these. If I double-click the 3 o'clock monitor or any monitor on any of these, immediately the video playing in that position is fed to all of them. And if you get to a point where you're really kind of all confused, you can go up to Monitor Control in the pull-down menu and simply come and say Reset All Monitors, pull down to Reset All Monitors, or just hold down the Command key and type an R on the Macintosh, and that will, when you click that reset, it will wipe all videos out of the remote, and it will reset all of the monitor lights to give each monitor, each numbered video, control over its own monitor. For example, the 1 o'clock is control over the 1, the second video here is over number 2. To import a video that you've made, now this only imports SWF files, you simply click on one of the ticks and an open dialog box will come up. I'll go to the desktop, my VK test, and my SWF file, click open, and that movie will be loaded immediately into the corresponding monitor. If I want it to be loaded into 2, I can come here and click on a tick, the 2 or the 3 o'clock tick, the 2 o'clock tick, and I can do that all the way around, or I can simply double-click any of these, and it will immediately fill all 12 monitors, and I'll get a sense of how this would look on the Sonic Plaza, but I'm able to get that preview here on a single monitor. While I'm doing that, if I go back to the pull-down, the Monitor Control pull-down menu, which pauses the movie, I can do things like flip all the even monitors and get things playing kind of like this. I can also flip them vertically, although you won't see a difference in this particular movie since it will be the same vertically and horizontally. I can undo that by flipping the even monitors back horizontally and get them back looking the way they do now. Another thing I can do is also load multiple movies. Let's say I had a second movie. I'm going to go back to Flash. Well, instead of doing that, let's just bring up another test movie. I have test movies in here that if you want to just try Video Kaleidoscope, you can do. I'll click on one of the monitors, which will pause the movie, and in the Applications folder, under VK4 Test Movies, there are 2. I'll click on the second one just so that you can see it. Now, that movie is playing, or it is currently being played, but it is not loaded into any of these monitors. To prove that, I can click on one of them and you'll see that it begins to play on there. I'll put it on, say, all the 4 horizontal and vertical points at 12, 3, 6, and 9, and you can see how it plays. If I come and flip even monitors horizontally, you can see that 3 and 9 play normally, 6 and 12 play flipped over backwards, and I can flip them on the fly. If I start loading in a lot of movies here, or complicated movies, this can slow down from time to time. But if it does, just click reset and start it over, or if it crashes or anything like that, you don't have any issues. And you can kind of get a sense of how this would look. Now, while I have multiple movies playing at the same time on the kaleidoscope here, and in the future you'll be able to do this again on the Sonic Plaza, at the moment on the Sonic Plaza you can only play one movie on all 12 monitors. There previously were up to 4 source computers, that is computers playing videos, and the Sonic Plaza could switch between them. on the fly, but at the moment it's rigged for one source computer. So that's gonna be an initial limitation. The other sources should come back online next year, so if you want to make a movie that looks something like this on the Sonic Plaza, you certainly can do it, and just submit the various movies to me, and then as one of your shows, and then I will, if you give me written instructions, say text instructions, I will see to it that your movies get played the way you intend, the way you as the director, the way the director intends, just as soon as we have the technical capability. If this particular arrangement as you're sketching here gets too complicated, you load in too many movies or whatever and want to start again, simply come and reset all monitors, and you'll be back where you started. You can also, let's load a few more movies into here, or load them back again. All right. You can also reload a movie into an existing spot. Let's say I gave this movie control over these various places and I wanted to change out just the red one. I can click on that one and load a different movie into it. Let's go back to the desktop and load my test movie. And you can see that it swaps out the movie but retains its position on the fly. Likewise, if I had flipped, say, all the odd monitors, well, that was flipped vertically, flipped all the even monitors, and I loaded a movie into here,